Hello, Mahima here from Guasna Academy. I hope you all are doing good. Today we will study the chapter number 7, which is motion. Here in this chapter, we'll study about the motion, its type, and all the things which is related to the motion. So in everyday life, we see some object at the rest, another in the motion. This is something very common we can observe. So words fly like fish, shrimp, blood flow through the veins and the arteries, and the cars move. Atom, molecule, planet, star, galaxies, all are in the motions. We often perceive an object to be in the motion when its position changes with the time. However, there are the situations where the motion is inferred and through the direct evidence. For example, we infer the motion of the air by observing a movement of the dust and then movement of the leaves and branches of the trees. So, what caused the phenomena of the sunrise, sunset, and changing the season? Is it due to the motion of the earth, or if it is true, then why don't we directly perceive the motion of the earth? So, an object may appear moving from one person to stationary to form for some other. For passengers in the moving bus, the roadside tree appears moving backwards. The person standing on the roadside perceived to this space along with the passengers and is moving. However, the passenger inside through words feels like feels passengers to be the rest. What do these observation indicates? So, like most of the emotions are the complex. Okay, the some objects may move in the straight line, while other may take a circular path. Some of them may rotate, and as a few that vibrate as well. So these are the things which we have observed. There may be the situation involving a combination and of these. And in chapter we shall first learn these describing the motion of the objects and along with the straight line. We shall also learn express the motion through the simple question, the graph, and later we shall discuss the ways of the describing how in the circular motion. Now describing the motion. Here we have studied the different things which we have observed, but now we'll describe the motions. So we describe the location of an object by specifying a reference point. Let us understand this by an example. You will have to assume that by school in the village, which is a 2 kilometer north of the railway station, and we have a specified position of the school with respect to the railway station. In this example, the railway station is a reference point. Okay, and we could chosen the other of reference point according to our convenience. So therefore, to describe the position of an object, we need to specify the reference point, which is called as origin, from where it starts. So this is particular point is origin. Now motion along the straight line. So the simplest type of the motion in which along a straight line, we shall first learn describing this by example. You will have to consider the motion of an object moving along with a straight path. The object start its journey from a point O, okay, which is treated as a reference, and let A, B, and C represent the position of the object in the different instance. So at the first, the object moves from the C uh, and B reaches then A. Then it moves along with the same path and then C and then through then B. Okay, so 60 kilometer, then 25, and then it will be equals to 85. So while the magnitude of the displacement is a 35, so thus the magnitude of the displacement, this one is 35, not equals to the path length of the 85. Further, we will notice that the magnitude of the displacement of our course motion may be 0, but corresponding distance of which covered is not the 0. If we consider the object travel to back to O, then the final position consists with the initial position, and therefore the displacement will be 0 if it will come back to again with the 0 point. Now, however, the distance covered in the journey is OA, from O to A, okay, and then A to O. So which will be equals to 60 kilometer only, and that will is equals to 60 plus from here to here. 60 plus 60, it means 120. So thus two different physical quantities of the distance and a displacement. Now the total path covered by the object is OA plus AC, which is equals to 60 plus 35 will be equals to 95. So this distance covered by the object, to describe the distance, we need specify only the numerical value and not only the direction of the motion. There are the certain quantities which are described as specifying, and only their numerical values, and the numerical value numerical value of an example. So you'll have to find the distance of a final position C and then initial position, then the difference will give you the numerical value for the displacement from O to C through the A. So simply this is about the position in a straight line, the distance, the origin point, the displacement, then initial point and the final point. Okay, so this is all about the a straight line motion. Now we'll study the uniform and a non-uniform motion, what actually it is. So you'll have to consider an object moving along with a straight line. Okay, now let's travel the 5 meter in the first second and 5 meter more in the next second, 5 meter in the third second and 5 meter more in the fourth second. Like in the fourth 1 second we are moving a 5 meter. So in this case, the object covers the 5 meter in the each second. This is what we have clarified. So as the object covers equal distance in the equal interval of the time, it is said to be the uniform. Okay. If it is in 1 second 5 meter, in 1 second 5 meter, it is following the same thing, same distance, same interval. So this will be as an uniform motion. The time interval in this the motion should be small. In our day-to-day life, we can come across with the motion where objects cover unequal distance but in a equal intervals. For example, when a car is moving the crowded street of the person jogging in the car, these are the some instance for the non-uniform where that is not same, then it will be the non-uniform. So this is about the uniform motion and a non-uniform motion. Now you'll have to measure a rate of motion. We can measure it the rate of motion when you look the situation above. If the if the bowling speed is 143 kilometer per hour, then what does it mean? What do you understand by the signboard? Different type of different objects may be different amount of the time to cover that given distance. Some of them move fast and some of move slowly. So the rate at which the object move is different. Also the different objects can move at the same rate. So one of the ways measuring the rate of the motion object to find out the distance traveled by the object in the unit time. So in short, for measuring this motion thing, you can just look it out with the travel object, okay, the distance thing and the unit thing. These both will play the pivotal role. The quantity referred to it as in speed, okay, and the SI unit of the speed is meter per second. It will like m/s. So or we can write it as a ms inverse. So the other unit of the speed include the centimeter per second, kilometer per hour, or these are also another unit for the speed as well. To specify the speed of an object, we require only its magnitude. The speed of an object is not a constant. In most of the cases, the object will be non-uniform. Therefore, we describe the rate of motion in which objects in the term of their speed, average speed. So the average speed will be is equals to the total distance traveled and the total time taken. If an object travels the distance, then t is the time, v is the speed. It means we can write v is equals to s by et. This is the mathematical expression. Okay, and let us understand by an example. We have a car travel which is 100 kilometer per hour, per kilometer in 2 hour, and its average speed is 50. The car might not have traveled 50 kilometer per hour all the time. Sometimes it may have traveled faster and sometimes it means slow. It depends on the speed. It depends on the time interval. Now, one example is there. We have an object travels in 16 meter in 4 a second and then another 16 meter in 2 seconds. What is the average speed of the object? So see, the total distance of the travel object is 16 meter, then it is equals to 32 meter. So the total time is 6 seconds. So as we have to find the average, so we know the formula, it will be like 32 upon 6. So 5.33 meter per second, 5.33 meter per second will be the average speed of the object. Okay, now speed with the direction. This is there we have studied the speed, but now we'll study the speed with the respect to direction. So the rate of motion of an object, can be more comparative if we specify the direction of the motion along with its speed. So the quantity that is specifies both the aspect is called as velocity. Speed is fine, but with the respect of speed, the time, and this is the velocity. Velocity is the speed of an object moving in the definite direction, and the velocity of an object can uniform or a variable as well. It can be changed by changing the object speed, and direction motion or the both. When an object moving in the along straight line of the variable speed, we can express. So simply, what we can say velocity is nothing but rate of change of speed with respect to the time. is known as velocity. Okay, average velocity, how we calculate it? We can calculate like initial velocity plus final velocity, and then 2. Initial is always denoted by u, final is always denoted by v. It means v is equals to u plus v upon 2. Okay, v average is the average velocity, u is the initial, v is the final one. So this is how you can calculate the velocity. Speed of the velocity have the same unit, which is meter per second. Now we'll move forward with some of an examples as well. There is an odometer car reaches the 2000 kilometer and start with the trip 2400 kilometer to the end of the trip. If the trip is for the 8 hour, you'll have to calculate the average speed of the car in kilometer per hour and meter per second. So see, the distance covered is 2400 kilometer and another is 2000. So when you just get the difference, it is 400. Time elapsed is 8 hour, and also the average speed you have to find. So v is equals to s upon 2, it means 400 upon 8, it means you get 50 kilometer per hour. But also in the we'll have to find in the meter per second. So 50 kilometer per hour into 100 meter into 1 kilometer. Okay, so it will just convert it to the meter. It will have 1 hour upon 336, and it means 13.9 meter per second. So this is the value in meter per second, and this is the value in kilometer per hour. Now, one more example is there. Uza swims in the 90 meter of a long pool, and she covers the 180 meter in a 1 minute by swimming from one end to another and back along with the same straight path. So, you'll have to find the average speed and the average velocity both. So, first we will find the average speed. It is like 180 upon 180 meter, and then in a 1 meter. So, we get here 3 meter per second. Now, average velocity, which is equals to 0, as velocity is not given and the time is not, so obviously it will be 0 only. So the average speed of the USA will be 3 meter per second and her average velocity is 0 meter per second. Now we have studied the velocity. Now what is the rate of change of velocity? So during a uniform motion of an object along with the straight line, the velocity remains constant with the time. In this case, the change in velocity with the object for any interval is 0. However, non-uniform motion velocity varies with the time. It has a different values with a different instant and a different point of the path. So thus change in the velocity during the time interval is not the 0. So this is what the rate of velocity change means. So to answer such question, we have introduced the physical quantity. Okay, just for the rate of change of velocity, we have introduced one physical quantity which is known as acceleration, which is measured of the change of rate of velocity of an object per unit time, that is called acceleration. Whenever the rate of change of velocity is there with respect to the time, this is called acceleration. Okay, like acceleration is equals to change in velocity upon time taken. If the velocity of the object changes from the initial value u to the final value v in this time t, then acceleration a is equals to v minus u upon t. V is the final one, u is the initial one. So the kind of the motion is known as accelerated motion. The acceleration is taken to be the positive if it is a direction of velocity, and negative where if it is a opposite to the direction of velocity. Here the SI unit for the acceleration will be meter second, is to the meter per second square, we can say. Now if the object travels in the straight line and velocity increases or decreases by the equal amount of the interval, then the acceleration of the object is said to be the uniform. The motion of the free falling is an example of a uniformly accelerated motion. On another hand, and an object travel with the non-uniform accelerated and it changes with the uniform. For an example, car traveling along the straight line road increases the speeds an unequal amount and equal interval, and car is said to be moving in the non-uniform acceleration. So this is about the non-uniform acceleration. Now we have one example based on it. You'll have to start from the stationary position. Rahul pedals his cycle it attain the velocity just 6 meter per second in the 30 second. Then he applies the brake such way that the velocity of the bicycle is a 4 meter per second. In next 5 seconds, you'll have to calculate the acceleration of the bicycle in both the cases. So in the first case, initial velocity is u is equals to 0. Final velocity is v is equals to 6 meter per second. Time is given to us. So we know that a is equals to v minus u upon t. We'll just substitute all the formula, all the values in the formula. We'll get a is equals to 0.2 meter per second. Now in the second case, the initial velocity is different, final is different. You just substitute the value and here you get minus 0.4 meter per second. The acceleration of the bicycle first case is this one and second is minus 0.4 meter per second. So this is about the acceleration. Now the graphical representation of the motion. Graph provided a convenient method to present basic information about the variety of the events. For example, if in the telecast of that one-day cricket match, the vertical bar graph shown the run rate of the team in each over. As you had studied in the mathematics, straight line graph helps to solving the linear equations and having the two variables. To describe the motion of an object, we can use the line graph, and in each of the line graphs, so dependence of the physical quantity, so distance or the velocity, or another time is the time. So it will be like velocity versus time. Now the distance and the time graph. Now firstly we'll study about the distance and the time graph. The change of position of an object with respect to the time can be represented as the distance and the time. See, the distance and then time. And graph adopting the convenient scale of the choice. In this graph, time is taken to be found in the x-axis and distance is taken to be in the y-axis. So the distance time graph can be employed under the various conditions where the object is small and the uniform speed is at the rest. So this is how the distance time graph will look like. Okay, we know that object travel from the distance in the equal interval. Okay, and it moves with a uniform speed. So this shows that the distance traveled by the object is directly proportional to the time taken. So this way it's a like linear one. So thus the uniform speed and the graph distance travel against time in the straight line as shown. So the portion OB of the graph, the portion the portion this O to B of the graph uh, shows that the distance is increasing at the uniform time. Note that you can also use the term uniform velocity in the place of uniform speed. If you take the magnitude of the displacement equals to the distance, it means both are same. So we can say that it's a uniform. Now we can also use the distance time graph to determine the speed of an object. To do so, consider small part AB in the distance graph. You can draw the line in the x-axis from the point A. Okay, when you change the time, okay, so it will be from the point, these two line will meet each other at the point C here. See, this is the thing, one S1, another distance will be the S2. So at that time, the things will be different. The timing will be T1 and T2, the distance will be S1 and S2. So AC denote the time interval will be T2 minus T1. BC will denote correspond to the distance S2 minus S1. We can see from the graph that an object move from the point from A to B. A to B, it covers the distance from S2 to S1, then time T2 to S. So here, therefore, it will be represented as V is equals to S2 minus S1 upon T2 minus T1. Okay. So here, this is all about the distance time graph. Now we will study the velocity time graph. Okay. This is for the non-uniform. Another graph is also given for the non-uniform speed. How it will look like, it will be little curvy for a non-uniform because as it's not same one. Okay. Now we'll study the velocity time graph. So velocity time graph, the variation of the velocity with the time for an object moving with the straight line can be represented as a velocity time graph. So it will be between the velocity and the time. In this graph, it is represented along the x-axis and the velocity as represented along the y-axis. So if the object moves at the uniform velocity, the height of the velocity time graph will not change with the time. It will be straight line parallel to the x-axis and shows the velocity graph car moving for the uniform velocity, which is 40 km per hour. Now we know that the product of the velocity and the time displacement object moving with the uniform velocity, the area enclosed of the velocity time graph and the time axis will be equals to the magnitude of the displacement. Now to know the distance from the car T1 to T2, yeah, the timings will be the different, will be like T1 to T2 and draw the perpendicular point corresponding to T1 and T2 at the graph and represented 40 km represented. Another one is AC and BD. See, it is covering the distance like AB and then CD from T1 to T2. So here, so the distance moved with the S car moved in the velocity from the different time interval T2 minus T1 can be expressed like S is equals to AC and then AD. So it will be like 40 kilometer, then T2 minus T1, then H, it will be like 40 T2 minus T1 kilometer. So area of A, B, D, C. Okay, this it will be the area. You can also study the uniformly accelerated by the plotting its velocity time graph, considering the car being driven with a straight line and road and the testing the engine. Suppose the person is sitting next to the driver, records the velocity in the 5 second by nothing reading the speedometer of the car, the velocity of the car in the kilometer per hour as well as in the meter per second, different instant to be the shown. So this is about the velocity time graph. Okay. Another graph is also there, which is the velocity time graph moving with the uniform acceleration. Now you can also determine the distance of the move by the car from its velocity time graph, and under the velocity time graph gives the distance of magnitude of displacement moved to the car and given interval of the time. If the car would have been with the uniform velocity, the distance traveled will be represented as a B, C, D. So it depends on the type of velocity, whether it is uniform, it is a non-uniform. So the graph will depend on that. Velocity time graph an object for the non-uniformly accelerated. See how it will look like when it is in the non-uniform motion. So this is about the velocity time graph. Now the very most important topic is the equation of motion. We have studied the motion, the types of motion, the speed thing, the velocity thing, the acceleration thing. Now the equation of motion. These three equations are very important. Okay. So when an object moves along with the straight line with the uniform acceleration, it is possible to relate its velocity acceleration during the motion and the distance covered by the certain time interval. When it is simply moving in the straight line, we can correlate the things velocity, acceleration, distance and the time by the set of equation, and this particular set of equation is only known as the equation of motion. For convenience, a set of three such equations has been given, like for according to the first one, V is equals to U plus AT, S is equals to UT plus half AT square. This is the second equation of motion, and the third equation of motion is V 2AS is equals to V square minus U square, where U is the initial velocity of the object which moves with the uniform acceleration with the acceleration A for the time t. V is the final velocity, S is the distance travel of the velocity, time is the t. Okay, now here these equations describe the velocity time relation. Second is representing the position time relation, and third one is representing the relation between position velocity, and can be obtained from the equations from 7.5 to 7.6. From both the equation we have got the third one. So these three equations can be derived from the graphical method too. Now one more numerical is there. Let's go ahead with this. A train is starting from the attains velocity which is 72 km per hour in the 5 minutes, and assuming the acceleration of the uniform, first you'll have to find the acceleration, second the distance traveled by the train attain the velocity. So we have seen U is equals to 0, V is equals to 72 km per hour which is equals to 20 meter per second. We have just converted it. T is equals to 5 minutes converted into the second. So as from the equation A is equals to V minus U, here we got the value of V. The acceleration is 1 by 15 meter per second square. For the second one, we use the third equation of motion, and here we get the value of S is equals to 3 kilometer. So the acceleration is this and the distance traveled is 3 kilometer. So thoroughly you will have to learn these three equation of motion. On the basis of that, you can solve this numerical. Another numerical is also there. A car is accelerated uniformly 18 km to 36 km per hour in 5 seconds. You will have to calculate the acceleration, and second is the distance covered by the car in that time. So we are given that U is equals to this. You just convert it to the meter per second. V is equals to this, convert it to the meter per second, and T is already given. So again, you'll have to calculate the A is equals to V minus U plus T. Then you just substitute the value, get A is equals to 1 meter per second. Second, we lose the second equation of motion. Substitute all the values, and here you will get the distance, which is 37.5 meter. So see, with the help of both the equations, you just simply calculated the things. One more numerical is there. The brake applied to the car produces the acceleration 6 meter per second square and in the opposite direction to the motion. If the car takes 2 seconds to stop, and after the application of the brakes, calculate the distance it travels during this time. So we have seen that A is equals to minus 6 as car brake is applying. Okay, it means we are just stopping the car. So obviously it will be minus 6. Okay, and it is in opposite direction. That's why we are applying the minus sign over here. T is given, V is already there. You just substitute the value in the equation. You get the value of initial velocity, which is U is equals to 12 meter per second. Now S is equals to T plus half AT squared. Substitute all the values. You get S is equals to 12 meter. So thus car will move 12 meter before it stops after application of brake. So this is about the value for U. Now a uniform circular motion. We have studied all the things for the straight line motion. Now we will study about the like motion for the circular thing. Now when the velocity of an object changes, we say that object is accelerating. Here we got the term physical quantity, that whenever the velocity is changing with respect to the time, we can say it as an acceleration. Now the change in the velocity could be due to the change in the magnitude of the direction. or the motion, both. So can you think an example when the object does not change the magnitude velocity but only directed with the direction? So see, the rectangular track, the hexagonal track, the octagonal shaped track, and this is the circular track. So the motion of an athlete in the alongside tracks different shape. You'll have to consider the example for the motion of the closed path. 8.9a. This shows the path of an athlete along with the rectangular track. It means ABCD. Simple. Let us assume that the athlete runs in the uniform speed and in the state AB, then BC, then CD, then DA, and a track. So in order to keep himself on the track, he quickly changes his speed and at corners. How many times will the athlete have to change the direction of the motion while he completes the round? So it is clear that the move of rectangular track he has changed to be the direction of the motion 4 times. Now suppose that instead of a rectangular track, the athlete is running along with the hexagonal shaped path like A, B, C, D, E, F as shown. So in this situation, the athlete will have to change the direction. See, it is simply changing the direction. Okay. So the direction the 6 times while he complete the one round. What the track was a hexagonal but a regular octagonal with the 8 equal slides A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Then it is observed that as a number of the sides of the track increases, the athlete has to take a turns more often. So what would be happen? The shape of the track as we go increasing on the number of the sides indefinitely. So if you do this, you will notice that the shape of the track approaches and the shape of the circle, length of the sides, and with the increase of the point. So from this observation, we know that the circumference of the circle, when we talk about the circle, radius is r and it is given by the 2 pi r. So if athlete takes a t to go the around surface circular path r, then the speed will be v is equals to 2 pi r upon t. Now when an object moves in a circular path with a uniform speed, then it is called as a uniform circular motion. When any object is moving in a circular path with a uniform speed, then it is called as a uniform circular motion. Okay. Now an activity is also there. You just take a piece of the thread, tie in the small piece of the stone. Okay. And one of its end, move it the stone to describe the circular path with the constant speed by holding the thread in the outer end. It's shown like this. Okay. You just now let the stone go by releasing the thread. You just can tell the direction in which the stone moves after it released. While repeating the activity few times of the releasing the stone at the different position, the circular path, whether the direction of the which stone moves and remains same or not. So if you carefully note, being released, the stone moves along with this straight line tangentially like this, okay? And the circular path, this is because one of the stone is released, it continued to move along with the direction it has been instant. So this shows that the direction of the motion changed at every point where the stone was moving along with the circular path. Now, when a athlete throws a hammer on a discus, like discus and sports meet, he or she holds the hammer on discus in the her and hand gives to the circular motion by rotating his own body. Now, once released the desired direction, the hammer or discus moves in the one direction which they start moving the time it was released. So just the like piece of the stone activity described above. So there are many familiar examples of the objects moving under the uniform motion, and such as the motion for the moon and our satellite circular orbit and cyclist circular track and the constant speed, so on. So motion is something which we can easily relatable for us, like the day to day thing. We can take the examples as well. So what we have learned in this chapter, motion is the change of position. It can be described in terms of distance moved on the displacement. The motion of an object could be uniform and non-uniform depending on whether its velocity constant or changing, the speed of an object and the distance covered per unit time, the velocity displacement per unit time, the acceleration object and the change velocity unit time. Uniform and non-uniform motion of an object can be shown, and also the motion of an object moving uniform acceleration can be described with the help of following equation. These three equations we have started. The important one, v is equals to u plus at, s is equals to ut plus half at square, 2as is equals to v square minus u square.
Also, where use the initial velocity of the time and which moves with the uniform acceleration a, time t, velocity v, final velocity is the v, and as is the distance, travel time is the t. And if then object moves in the circular path with the uniform speed, the motion is called as the uniform circular motion. So different type of motion we have studied. We have studied about the velocity, we have studied about the acceleration, the graph, the distance, time graph, the velocity, time graph, this circular thing, how it says getting changes, the uniform circular motion. Not only about the straight line, we have also studied about the circular thing as well, like how it is changing some numericals based on the three equation of motion. So in this particular chapter, we have studied the motion, the circular motion, the non-uniform motion, the velocity thing, acceleration thing. So this is all about the chapter motion. But still, if you have any doubts or you want a teacher to guide you personally, you can join our one-to-one live tutoring at the Go Ask Now Academy. There we will help you to learn each and every concept with the ease. So for now, thanks for watching. You can stay tuned for the next chapter. Thank you. Thanks for watching.